So this is a subject that I have talked about 1,000 times with stylists and clients. Hydrogen peroxide. What is it? Is it bad for my hair? Is it bad for me? Let's find out in this video. So, in this particular video, you're going to look at somebody putting bleach powder and water together on the left-hand side here and just using only developer, hydrogen peroxide on the right-hand side. Now, hydrogen peroxide is basically water plus double oxygen. Now, as you can see, the water and the bleach powder did lift the hair, but the peroxide did nothing. So the power is in the powder. If you apply hydrogen peroxide to anyone's hair without powder, you will simply get no lift. This is because the power is in the powder. When you mix water with bleach, as you see on the left-hand side, we have got quite some lift going on. But when we're dealing with just peroxide, it does nothing. So, is peroxide bad for your hair? Will it destroy your hair? Absolutely not. It is water plus double oxygen. So, don't worry about hydrogen peroxide damaging your hair. It's the bleach that you need to worry about. You will be fine with hydrogen peroxide. It's the more coarse, it's the more corrosive bleach powder that is with the water that is the problem. Now, just one thing to remember, that all developers are acids, and they're not mega strong acids, but the bleach powder is an alkaline, and it's a very strong alkaline, hence why it breaks down the colour molecules within the hair, because it's corrosive. Hope that helps you understand it. See you in the next one.
She gets really impactful highlights right on the top of her hair, and it looks really bright and beautiful. I'm going to skip one section before I start, just because we just did this section below that, make sure it's not laying on the other hair. And then I'm going to just cut across and do these two sections. So that's looking really good. I'm just gonna add full saturation at the bottom, and this piece will be good to go. And for this next section, I am not gonna be skipping any hair. I'm just gonna be doing the next section right over the previous.
Brad's saturation increased and improved throughout the whole technique. It was like he was listening on that first section. You can see, if we take a close-up look at how much saturation he's got on those edges and how much he's got in the middle there, that middle's not going to take as well. He's going to get more lift on those edges, which is going to define that V shape, which is really beautiful. And then he's got that really, really nice, he probably could get a little bit more light. Like he actually said it himself, like it was frosted or iced, like you would a cake. You wouldn't see any cake when you put icing on it. And so in this particular instance, if we look closely, you can see a little bit of the hair through it. So therefore you could definitely get more light on there. And it would be very simple. You just go over what Brad had already done, or Brad put more colour onto what he'd already done. He'd get even more lift out of it. It looks very nice, so good job. Right, have you ever seen a technique like this before? So, two combs squeezed together, sandwiched together if you like, and then he's using a point cutting technique to then take away the length. So he's over directed everything to the middle, similar to how you might cut a graduated bob. And then he's got himself this beautiful low soft graduation, which looks really superb. And I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna have to give this a go. I don't know how easy it will be to like sandwich the combs together and create even tension. Now he's going back through the shape to sort of refine and make sure that he's got the right shape in there. But I have to say the overall end result looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to try this and I'll let you know how it goes, because I'm not sure how easy it is to do this bit, because if you look at his roots on the left-hand side there, they're a little baggy. There isn't a lot of tension. It's because of the top of the comb has got less tension than the bottom. I'll try it and I'll let you know. A question that I get asked a lot is, can you have the shag on straight hair? And the answer is yes. This has got a little bit more texture in it. This is on slightly thicker hair, and then you can see it. This is the minimum amount of fringe you can really have, and this is what it would look like if you go for the full shag on straight hair. So yes, you can have it, but because of the way the shag is cut, you do end up with some kind of fringe, even if it's very long, like you see in this picture. Hope that helps. So this is a hot tip for all of you blondies or wannabe blondies out there. If you want your hair to look really, really blonde and white, you need to have contrast in your hair. These dark pieces that are in this hair really amplify the blonde that is next to it. You can see this really blonde piece is amplified by the contrast behind it. Now, if you want to look in the mirror and see really platinum hair, then have a nice face frame put in like this, where you then look into something that is really, really blonde. It will take your eye away from the fact that you've got these contrasty pieces, but it will also help you to get that look that you're trying to achieve. But here's a word of warning. Don't do highlights and lowlights. Get your stylist to do highlights and put a root stretch in between. Classic highlights and lowlights just grows out and ends up looking really ugly. With hair trivia, let's start with a bit of logic. This is a straight hair. It grows out of the hair follicle from the scalp dead straight. Hence why it is straight when you see it on the outside of the skin. So wavy hair grows out of the scalp slightly diagonally, as you can see here. Curly hair even more angular as it leaves the scalp, and coily hair even slightly more diagonal as it leaves the scalp than all of the other hair types. Now, I've got a video over on my page where I outline all of the different hair shapes and how this affects the texture. So if you'd like to know what makes your hair straight, wavy, curly or coily, then go and check it out.